I think the importance almost speaks for itself, and that is if I'm a publisher and I have inventory to sell, I want to be certain the person that's helping me sell that programmatically doesn't also own inventory, whereby they're forced with this unenviable choice: whose inventory do they sell first, at what price, who gets the best pricing. So I just want a technology partner to help me navigate, to connect me to buyers, to be able to do this transparently, effortlessly, and bring me the highest amount of revenue possible for my inventory within the parameters that I've set. So I think independence is very important, and it's equally important on the buy side. We don't compete against agencies, we don't compete against marketers, and so therefore, being just this independent, trusted, open system has huge appeal across the ecosystem.
Michael, if you could sort of characterize the sort of the state of the marketplace and the opportunities there for a big programmatic, you know, player such as Magnite, what are those opportunities? What does the marketplace look like, both in terms of the digital video players and now the emerging OTT publishers?
Yeah, so the market is ripe for innovation, and we're seeing that driven by consumers. Consumers are cutting cords at the highest rate in history. They are choosing to watch on their personal devices, even if that device is a 60-inch flat screen. They're accessing it through different means than they normally have, and those eyeballs are not going away. They've chosen, they've voted, and that's how they want to consume content. And that's why you see the biggest broadcasters buying OTT, CTV platforms to be able to push their content on it. So I think we've seen time and time again that the dollars, the ad dollars follow the eyeballs. And we've seen a seismic shift in acceleration in terms of consumer adoption of advertising supported video on demand. And we are in the earliest of early stages. I don't think revenue for any given publisher on the programmatic side accounts for greater than 10%. And yet, if you look at digital publishers, 90% of the revenue comes from programmatic. So that's the journey that we're going to see in the next several years. Across the board, media throughout this COVID recession has been in decline year over year. And yet, CTV is up year over year and accelerating. So the dollars are there. Programmatic's pretty easy to turn on and turn off. And right now, marketers who are re-emerging with new messages, what we're seeing is a lot of testing from marketers. Here's 5 different executions. These spots didn't cost me $1 million each. Let's test different messaging and see what's appropriate for the consumer as we are exiting the pandemic. And programmatic's ideal channel to do that in. So what we're seeing with our broadcast partners is it's really leveling off a lot of the choppiness from a direct sold world, given the cancellation of the upfronts and a lot of dollars going to spot and CTV investment. I think there's no question one of our biggest opportunities is EMEA. Europe. Europe tends to be more consolidated. There's less of a AVOD play, but that's increasing. Already in Australia, the folks from Telaria have done a wonderful job in working with all the top broadcasters in Australia. So I think from our company, continued growth in the areas where we have high growth, but Europe would be a pretty exciting greenfield for us. This whole branding process, right, Magnite, has been a phenomenally timed exercise in terms of plumbing deep on the culture of both companies and what were the elements that were in common and what do our employees most value. Our marketing guys did a wonderful job. They did a video contest and had close to 100 employees enter, and we whittled it down to a final 10 that then became 4 grand prize winners. But everyone showed a passion, a voice, what they respected about what each company meant. So we boiled that all down into a handful of elements, and that's what is driving the whole brand story for Magnite. The actual bad about not being together is not being together, right? So we've done this branding process. It's been terrific, but the hard part is you don't build. You can't just build culture over Zoom. So we are looking forward to getting all back together. But it's gone, Andy. I will say it's gone better than I ever thought it could, with no one being on a plane or being in each other's office since the start of March.